Yeah. Started off dreaming, now we blow bags for the fuck of it. Toast every time we scratch, turn off our bucket list. My nigga, I've been praying more, staying away from sucker shit. It's crazy how you find across the show and fall in love with it. Appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, we gon' be here by the now, we're talking true events. Another week, another topic. To everyone that's here, thanks for watching. Yeah, Patty's about to keep it real. Stars gon' drop some knowledge. Trending topics and relationship advice. You write, they read them. Email us in the DM if you think your nigga cheating or your chick. Folks don't know what loyal is. Niggas scared to tell the truth. We tie the cap, then look no further than these two. Got opinionated views, but still we gotta state the facts. I done heard a lot of other niggas shows and I'ma pass. And every time they're here, they give you everything they have. Shit, what more can you ask? These two the perfect match, run it back. Hey, mark it in your calendars, don't miss this broadcast. Tonight we live, don't be in the comments, fucking up no vibes. And when other shows copy us, let's all laugh. They say it's flattery, but nah, fuck your podcast.
Hey. Let me ad-lib that real quick. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Fuck Your Podcast. I am Star.
And it's your girl, Patty Mayo.
And let me get all background music going. I thought I deleted that shit for a second.
Oh, no.
That wouldn't be it. Hey. You ready? You ready?
Hey, yo. Hey, yo. Like, I know I'm not rapping.
It's Vinny Savage. Can you pass me that?
Yo, I love it.
Chord right there.
This one?
Yeah, unplug it though.
You're gonna have to be the hype man.
That
the hype woman.
Let me get my shit together. So how was your weekend? Tell everybody how your weekend was and let me
Tell everybody how your weekend was.
Yes.
You know, same old. I really ain't too much for my weekend. I really ain't too much this weekend, to be honest. Just kind of kicked it, kept it low key.
Okay.
You bet.
Yes,
Yeah. How was your weekend?
My weekend was good. What did I do? I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I have been in the house since last Sunday.
Yeah.
I have not been out of the house. And I ain't mad at it. But,
It really ain't nothing to do. It's cold outside.
yes, it is cold outside. To be honest with you, I don't know what the weather is, but I can tell it's cold when I actually feel like, feel the air and shit like that in the house.
It's bipolar outside.
Facts.
Supposed to get snow tomorrow.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That sucks. All right,
Not
so
ready.
we did not toast, so we definitely need to toast it up.
Yes, let's do it. What are we toasting to this week?
We are toasting to we're toasting to life.
Yes.
And to being successful.
Yes.
And to
Oh, yes.
speaking, I know it's like cliche, but just speaking things into existence.
Hell yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm all about that. Ooh, so cheers to that.
Ooh, that tequila
Yes,
is
that's
strong. It is very strong, but it's really, really good.
It's a thing.
Yes, I enjoy it.
Hi, Calvin.
Hey, cuz, what's up?
Thanks for joining.
Yes, thank you for joining us. Hold on 1 second.
Trying to recover from that shot.
Yo, that shot is strong as hell, yo. But all right, we're gonna go ahead and get into the topic.
Hey, it's P.
Did you see the BET Hip Hop Awards?
I've seen a little bit of it.
So I did see it. So what did you think about the awards? And because of the pandemic, everything is virtual now.
Yeah.
Let me turn the background music down a little bit. Everything is
Hey,
like
stay
super,
fair.
virtual now and shit like that. So how do you think the awards were and what the performances? Because it was a younger crowd now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I thought it was dope. I really did because, you hear me? I thought it was dope because everybody that came out, I mean, other than the performances, and some of the performances were definitely geared towards this, but I want to say that everybody was kind of giving the same statement, like, you know, let's support each other as Black individuals and let's vote, let's get out, let's do something. So I think that movement in itself, you know, throughout the whole show was really dope. But honestly, I didn't really get to see most of the awards.
So I think they were just having like different people, like different celebrities, like give the awards on, like, you know, TV or whatever. But I mean, the performances was good. Meg Thee Stallion, she walked away with 3 awards.
Did she perform?
No, she didn't perform. But a lot of people were, well, Lil Baby, his fans were actually a little upset because they feel like that he should have won Album of the Year, and, you know, Meg Thee Stallion took that home. You know, I feel like, you know, I feel like they put in equal amount of work. Now, she didn't have a full album out. You know, she did put out a lot of mixtapes, but you can't take credit away from a person. You know what I'm saying? Just because you feel like another artist should have.
But if she didn't have an album, then she probably shouldn't have won.
Well, I mean, I don't know if they did it. Well, true. I don't know if they did. No, it wasn't the best album. It was the
like best new artist.
The hip hop the artist of the year. That's what it was. So excuse me, hip hop artist of the year award.
Okay.
But I mean, I feel like at the same time, like, you know, she'd have put in a lot of work.
Absolutely.
And
she's been through a lot.
Yeah, and besides what she's been through, like, yo, she is busy. Like, she's been busy during this whole pandemic, right? So I just feel like, you know, you can't really take away, you know, what people have going on because you feel like your artist should have won. Like, you know, shout out to everybody who won an award. Now, the baby, he was nominated for a few awards and he didn't win anything. Hey, Ash, the baby,
he didn't win nothing.
Nope. Yeah, it was artist of the year.
That's crazy. Yeah, the baby been killing it since he came out.
Right. But I don't know. It's a tough category because, again, everybody's good. You know, everybody's good. Not everybody's going to gonna win. You know, there's gonna be some losers. But my thing is this: I feel like you can't base your career off of awards. You base that off of your fans and the money that you make. I don't give a fuck if I don't never get no award. If my money is in the bank and that shit's sitting lovely.
A lot of artists that got underplayed and just never received an award. But you know their work and you still respect them for what they do.
Right.
So
as long as you put out a good body of work and your fans support you, you're selling out concerts, that shit. But he also went on Twitter and said, you know, he don't really care about awards, you know.
Yeah. So I hear that. Right. I mean, he's smart because a lot of people would kind of like put on rants on social media and just say why they should have won. And then now they're downplaying another artist and now people are looking at them sideways. I think he handled it appropriately.
Facts. All right, so let's jump into the shooting in Philly. So I know y'all seen Philly is damn near on fire with everything that's been transpiring with the shooting of Walter Wallace Jr. So he was 27 and he was shot earlier this week. And they're basically saying that, you know, he was having like a mental episode and the ambulance was called.
Right.
Now, you know, everybody knows when the ambulance called, the fire truck usually shows up first. I don't know what state or city you guys are in, but the fire truck, if they're closer, they'll usually show up first, then the ambulance, and then, you know, the police shows up as well. So the mother was basically saying that she didn't call the police, but the police knew that he was having a mental episode because they had been to the house 3 times already. Now, you know, with that being said, I just feel like, you know, everybody watched the video and, you know, when you see what happened during that time.
Yeah.
And what happened was, you know, he was running around the car and I don't know if he was like chasing the police, but when the police fired the shots, and to me, it was definitely overkill. But when they fired the shots, he was a few feet away from them. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like
a good distance away.
Right. So I feel like, you know, I get it that he had a weapon, but as a police officer, you know, you have to, if you have training, you have to take other measures because I've seen several videos of white people with weapons and
like guns.
They haven't, the police don't
Rifles.
shoot them. Right.
AK.
So, and they're tased or, you know, they're being chased or whatever the situation was. But I feel like due to, the situation, they could have used a taser. So how do you feel about it with all the rioting going on?
I mean, I applaud everybody who is out there, protesting. I don't agree with rioting, but I do agree with protesting and trying to gain some type of change, because like you said, this is a mental health crisis. Mm-hmm. It's not, nobody was in danger, and the police weren't in danger because it's a knife. You have a gun. Okay. You have a gun to protect yourself, and you're going to shoot somebody who has a knife. Mm-hmm. There's so many different ways that they could have handled this situation. Police need to learn how to de-escalate situations. And like we've seen many times before, police, they go into certain situations, full force because they're fearful. Mm-hmm. And in a situation like this kid, he was a kid. He was 27 years old. He's still very young. He has 9 kids. You know what I mean? Like,
that's a lot of kids.
It's a lot of kids, and he has a lot to live. He had a lot to live for. Yeah. And for somebody to just straight kill him because he was going through something and he happened to have a weapon in his hand, right. I just feel like, you can't fight those type of battles with police. Mm-hmm. And that's why the mom said, she didn't call the police. She told them it was a mental health crisis, and they knew this. Mm-hmm. So the fact that they sent the police out, I heard the police was laughing at them.
Yeah, that's what she said. She
laughing
said
at the family.
The amount of times that they came out, the police was laughing and things like that. But
that just shows how cruddy the police system is. It's like they know what they're doing, because mm-hmm. they're I don't really think they're even trained to kill. And and if they are, then what type of system is that? We already see it's a crooked system. But
honestly, that it is. Sorry to cut you off, but it is like they are trained to kill. Like they're not trained, but they need to be trained how to de-escalate a situation.
Right.
And now I am gonna,
you're not dealing with animals. You're dealing with human beings.
It is hard when you're dealing with a situation where there's a weapon involved. Like, mm-hmm. So I'm not, I get that. But the thing is like, a gun versus a knife, where you could have used a taser to slow him down, to stop him, you know what I'm saying? To get the weapon away from him, because again, it wasn't a gun.
Right.
I just...
Yeah, we've seen the police de-escalate heavier situations, right. Mass murderers who are, who have fully loaded guns, and they're arrested mm-hmm. and taken away in a police car and able to see another day. This is completely out of hand. The fact that the fact that the police would even show up, they know the situation, they're taunting the family, and they allow this to happen in front of the family like that.
Yeah, in front of his mom. But not only that, it's like, a guy was talking and he's like, you send these police officers into a Black community, and they're scared, and they don't know how to deal with Black people. Right. Like they're not from this neighborhood. Right. So when you're coming to this neighborhood, you're automatically thinking that these people are thugs and, killers and all this other stuff. Is like when you haven't grew up in this neighborhood. So my thing is like, when you have police officers, you need to have officers who actually lived in that neighborhood. Not somebody who lived fucking 30, 40 minutes away that's scared of the people in the neighborhood. Right. Because what are they going to do? They're going to retreat into their gun, to their weapon. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying?
They're scared. They just don't know. They just don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not to say that's right or whatever, but...
So Calvin said they do de-escalate when the motherfucker's white, and you're absolutely right. They know how to de-escalate the situation. Then, I mean, it's just a tragic end to something that could have been de-escalated. And I just feel like
so much better.
Things need to be handled in a different way. Now, that being said, with police officers, killing Black men and things like that, and just what's going on with us in general, mm-hmm. As Black people, like, now I don't know how people feel about this. Like, when it comes to politics and just voting, sometimes, like, I'm so fucking sick of seeing these voting things. Like, yo, I'm out here. I'm just trying to live my life. You know what I'm saying? Day by day, as soon as you open anything up, it's like, vote. Right. Nike sending out shit. It's like, yo, like, I get it. Yeah. But it's like, I don't need you to throw the shit down my fucking throat. You know what I'm saying? But I don't understand, why do some Black people, and like the new woke Black people, mm-hmm. why do you guys think that
voting is our savior. So I seen something that T.I. posted, right? And he posted, oh, you can stand in line for Yeezys, but you can't stand in line for voting. And then it says vote for freedom. And I'm like, and I was lost because it's like, vote for freedom.
Yeah.
Like, do you really think us voting in this election right now, we're voting like we're voting for freedom? How?
I'll say it time and time again. This election is literally voting for the lesser evil.
Right.
That's literally all it is. And we've voted so many times in the past and we still don't have freedom. So voting does not, equal freedom at all.
And not only that though, so I feel like, the Black people who's backing, Biden and Kamala Harris and things like that, like y'all are backing these people. Y'all are endorsing them, right? But with you doing that, like my thing is if I'm endorsing somebody and I got a check behind them, my thing is, okay, well, what are you going to do for the Black community? Right?
Yeah.
Because I'm endorsing you. Right. I'm endorsing you. So yes, voting is capped. So I'm endorsing you, but yet I'm just giving you my money with nothing on the table. Like, you get what I'm saying? So it's like, I just feel like, this whole voting thing that people have going on and, we got to get Trump out of office and things like that. Like, y'all, I don't really think you guys are, well, a lot of people are not really knowledgeable on how the whole voting thing works. It doesn't matter, who, I don't give a fuck who shows up.
Yeah.
They're going to pick the president that they want.
Right.
With the electoral vote. So electoral college vote. So they're going to pick who they want. Am I right? Am I wrong?
Yeah. Like we said, there is other voting that is definitely more important, which is why you should still go to the polls.
You definitely still want to vote.
So you definitely still go to the polls because there are other people, because what you're trying to do is, nothing's going to change overnight. That's unrealistic. But what is going to happen is you're voting to put better people into place of what is already a crooked system. Now, if we put people into place who know that it's a crooked system and are on the side of justice and not on the side of just, that old way of living, an old way of being a government, then that's how things start to change. Right. But it's not just, you're not just going to wake up on November 3rd and, everything's going to be peaches and creams. That's just not how it works with voting.
Right.
But with Kamala Harris and Biden, what I'm starting to see is they feel as if they don't have to give us anything.
No, because nobody is demanding anything that's backing them.
Yeah.
Like, you got a bunch of motherfuckers.
So in the case that they do win and nothing happens, they can say, well, we never promised you anything.
Right. Right. And it's because the people that are backing them are not asking anything for the Black community. And again, y'all got to remember when Kamala Harris, when she ran for president, when she was in the running, campaigning, she said, they asked her a question and she said, no, I'm not going to specifically do things for Black people. So that was your answer there. Yeah. But you want to jump into the comments because I don't want to miss anything.
Yes. Let's see what we got. Calvin says, why the fuck didn't they just taser his ass instead of reaching for their guns first? It's always voting for the lesser evil. All the motherfuckers crooked as the letter S. Voting is a joke. They already know who's going to be president. Voting only counts in local elections.
Facts.
Ash says, in the last debate, Trump said, Biden, you've been in politics for 45 years and White House for 8 and still haven't done anything for the Black community. So if Biden wins, I doubt it will be a come up for us. Vantage AC says the president is already selected.
Right. And that's what people failed to realize. And it's just like, I watch things online and shit like that, but it's just like, I cannot wait for this election to be over. Like, I'm over it. I'm over them, throwing things or forcing things upon us. And I feel like, if you want to vote, vote. But I also feel like, let everybody be entitled to their own opinion on how they want to vote. Like, I just feel like, you can't, and stop saying that our ancestors fought for us to vote, because that wasn't correct. They fought for civil rights. So let's stop with the fake narrative. But I just feel like you should allow people to vote if they choose to vote. And if they don't, like, it should not be an issue. But like, people in relationships, in fucking friendships, in different types of shit over fucking voting. And I think that shit is crazy as hell. Super crazy.
There's another comment in here. Somebody said Walter Wallace had 8 children. He's only 27. Enough said. Now, I want to know what was enough said about that. Like, what does him having 8 children at 27 have to do anything?
Right.
What does that mean?
But I read 9. The report. I read 9.
It definitely was 9. But you know, get your facts together and then check us, boo. But anyways, Mr. Austin said, fuck them both. And then Ash says, very true, Star. They're acting like Mayweather before a fight. They think the black vote is in the bag for them. But if they win, then what?
Right.
Are they really the votes of the black community? No. Right. And, you know, I mean, it sucks to say, but Trump is offering a lot more for the black community specifically than the other candidate. So, you know.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Both of their plans. So Biden has a plan. Trump has a plan, but both of their plans are flawed because you have to think about when you're looking at these things.
Did Biden say he was going to do something specifically for black people now?
Hey, Deb. So no, that's my thing.
Yeah.
Like when you're looking at these, proposals, they're basically putting the minority category in there. So when you're putting things in, you're saying minorities, that falls under anybody. Like white women now are minorities, or trying to consider themselves minorities. So does it apply to black people specifically? No. We're getting the trickle down. Like, you know what I'm saying? So and then after we get the trickle down, we're really left holding the fucking empty bag because we still are left with anything. But it's like, you know, you can't put something specifically into law for black people, but yet you can do it for all of these other ethnicities. I can't even talk with these things in my mouth. Hold on.
Ethnicities. I got you.
Yo, my thing. Oh, hold on.
Shit, she's trying to get her shit together. That's all.
I'm sorry, y'all. I got my Invisalign in. But anyway, so I just feel like, you know, we always get the short end of the stick. And I feel like when it comes to voting, they want the black vote, but they don't want us to have any type of advantage when it comes to laws being in place for black people. It's just it's a fucked up situation, yo, all the way around. Hold on. But anyway, so that brings me to, we'll jump into the comments a little bit. Go ahead.
So, Tanika says, people have amnesia. I don't understand why people are now jumping the Trump bandwagon. Vintage Fit says, no one is doing anything for the black community. We need to stop. Shaking my head. Mr. Austin, they find a way to trickle the gullible black people into telling other people.
Right, little trinkets. But anyway, so we'll jump some more into the comments. But I was going to say that the Lil Wayne, so he took a picture with Trump. And the picture that he took with Trump was basically saying that, you know, he sat down, he had a meeting with Trump, and he said that the platinum plan, what did he say? He said what he's doing for criminal justice reform and the platinum plan for his campaign. He had a great meeting with him, and what he's done so far is good, basically saying that Trump it's gonna help the community with real ownership, and that Trump listened and he said that he can get it done. Now, my thing is this: nothing against Lil Wayne, but when did Lil Wayne become in tune with the black community? Because you guys remember he's done several interviews where they asked him different questions about what's going on in the black community, and he's been so out of touch. So when did you become so in tune with what's going on with the black community? And again, it's nothing against him, but I'm going based off of the interviews that I've seen when they talk about black issues. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, when?
Yeah. So, I mean, at this point, I feel like Trump is asking anybody who he feels like has some type of, I guess, say so in the black community to help him with his plan, because he thinks that that's gonna create more black voters, right? But he's not even doing his research enough to know that Lil Wayne hasn't been helping the Black community before this. So how does he?
I mean, I don't know what he does like volunteer wise and things like that, but I'm saying as far as like just speaking on Black issues and what's been going on, like not saying that
out of touch.
So when questions are asked about like what's going on in the Black community, like the police brutality and things like that, he's been so out of touch. So if you look at past interviews, he hasn't, like, he lives in California or wherever he lives at, and he is a millionaire, so he don't live in a hood. Okay. So a lot of other Black athletes and entertainers and rappers, they are from the hood, but they're still in tune with what's going on in the hood. But he's not. So when people ask him questions in interviews about Black issues, he's out of touch. Okay. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, but now that he's sitting with Trump.
But that's still the same thing, though. It really is the same thing, because whether you're doing something for the Black community or not, okay, you're helping the Black community, but you're not there. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because it could be just simply giving money. That's not really helping the Black community, just throwing money at them. Are you really out there? Are you really doing things with them? Are you really making sure that things are progressing for them? Right. Instead of just giving your money to communities that are to businesses that are saying that they're going to help. Right. So even like this could be another step where he could be, out of touch, like you say, with the community, because he's meeting with Trump and he's not knowing where his ideas are being put.
All right. So, I don't know what the meeting is about. Yeah. Like, he said that it was a good meeting and he listened, but
even Ice Cube had that meeting with him too. So it's like we obviously would have to wait to see, if he's elected again, what would happen or what things are going to change. Right. But it's like right now, it's kind of like an empty house because things haven't changed. And why are we waiting until elections to change things?
Right. So Ashley said people misunderstand voting. It's not per vote. It's the electoral vote decides the president. If it was based off of each vote or popular vote, then Hillary would have won. Exactly. We're getting a shit show either way. So Crystal said, here's the thing. Those that did fight for the right to vote are still alive. So you just can't dismiss that. So I'm not dismissing it, but what I'm saying is that like a lot of people put the narrative that, they specifically fought to vote, we fought for civil rights. But voting was one of the things that they fought for, but you have to, my thing is this, it's not about dismissing it. People, if you choose to vote, but you can't judge somebody else based off of their beliefs. That's just like somebody believing in God and not believing in God, or they're Jehovah's Witness or something like that. Like, just because you believe in something doesn't mean that another person has to believe in the same thing that you believe in. It's free. Everyone has an opinion. It's free choice. So you have the right to do the things that you choose to do, even with you doing your research or whatever the situation is. Now, with voting on a local level, things that's going to affect you in your community and things like that, yes, you do want to vote. Because I like in Boston, we have a lot of good people that I grew up with that was elected and that are doing a lot for the community. So when you're voting and you're voting on a local level, it's a good thing for your community. Now, the presidency is something different, but again, you can't hold that person something against them because they choose not to vote. It's their choice to do so. Everyone has a choice to vote, whether they want to, whether you feel that, they should or not. And that's just the bottom line. But I do want to jump into some of the other comments. Let me see.
Hey, Kimi.
Where do we go?
I don't like these fake rapper politicians.
Right. One of the main issues, everyone has a voice. Tanika said that. Sorry, wasn't finished. Hey, ladies. Keem said, thank you, Star, Mr. Austin. You want to be what Ash said under...
Yeah. He's in the money corner, so he's going to save face to make sure it doesn't affect his money. He don't care about the regular Black folk. It doesn't faze him anymore. Right. So I think that's definitely what Star was trying to get at, which I misunderstood. I thought like maybe he just wasn't doing anything for his community. But yeah, I mean, if you're living in a space where you're not connected to the Black community anymore and you're living this like high fame life, then how can you have a say in what things need to change? You don't even know what things are going on.
Right. You're in Holly Hills and you're just living it up. Like, and again, there's nothing against that. Like, when you become famous or you make money, you want to evolve and you want to move out of the hood and things like that. But also, as a Black man, as a Black woman, you still need to be in touch or in tune with what's going on in the Black community, because people are dying out here. You know what I'm saying?
What I would say is he does have a daughter. And he does have children. So maybe his children, keep him grounded and, keep him in touch.
But they're also living a high lifestyle as well. And again, it's nothing against him or the family. But what I'm saying is that, you still want to be in tune. Like, a lot of people, it's wishy-washy with Jay-Z or whatever, but, Jay-Z is still in tune with what's going on in the hood. So whether you see he's not on social media or anything like that, but if something happens in the Black community and people are arrested and with the protests and things like that, he's bailing these people out. So fuck the bail system that the state has. These other celebrities that are not in a hood are bailing people out. But I do want to just jump into the comments, because I don't want to forget anybody, and I do appreciate you all for chiming in the chat. Hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't subscribed.
Yeah. So in my opinion, from Nika, in my opinion, everyone has a voice now because it's election season. We all need to be involved with both the general and primary elections, not a photo opportunity. Right. So like she's saying, the electoral vote is cool and all, but what's really important is getting out there and voting for your local state officials. Calvin says, when did any of these motherfuckers he been talking to become the voice of the Black community? The motherfuckers need to do Dr. Claude Anderson or Farrakhan.
Facts.
Mr. Austin said he's using them. P-Star said vote for Kanye. Deb says Donald did not have a clue. I only focus on Mitch McConnell. Donald can't read. Mitch wears a white hoodie. He controls the Senate. Does not matter who the president is. Mitch controls everything.
Who said that? Okay, go ahead.
Said that. Yep. Mr. Austin said they need to change the complete way the foundation of the voting system. Reginald says you guys touching on more topics in the debate itself. Mr. Austin says Trump is for the rich people and Biden wants to tax the rich, and 50 Cent also said he will vote for Trump because they're not concerned with the hood anymore. Wow. I didn't know that. Crystal said, no, I get that. That's fine. I was more commenting on the narrative part. I think the true question is how, regardless of wins, what are we going to do to better our community?
Right. And I agree with that. But again, like with living in the community that you're in, if you are connected with people and you're connected with people who do things in the community, whether you volunteer or, even getting involved in like the community meetings that they be having and things like that. Like, you have to know what's going on in your community. So yes, it's up to you to start participating in what's going on in your community, like the taxes, what's going on like with the school systems and things, especially if you have kids. So that's why it's good to vote on a local level, because you want to know the people that you're voting for and what they're doing for your community.
Who's running the school system, police departments, judicial system.
Exactly. So again, like in Boston, and Crystal, I don't know where you're at, but in Boston, again, just going back to like Dorchester, Roxbury, and things like that, a lot of people that, we grew up with have been elected and just help out in general. Like Liz Miranda, for instance, like she is a go-to person with a lot of things that goes on in Boston and in the community. You can reach out to her. She's a people's person. A lot of people grew up with her. My family went to school with her. So, she's just one of the many persons that, who are a regular person, you know what I'm saying, that you're able to reach out to and who's able to help in different situations that you may be in. But again, it's up to us to do things for our community. But, you have to get involved. Yeah. You definitely have to get involved in what's going on. Yeah. All right. So we'll read what Ashley said and we'll move on. But this is good. You know what it is? Like, I don't mind talking about politics when, people can just be open-minded. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like it's such a touchy subject and people get so upset about it.
You have to remember that we're not politicians. We really don't know much, but we're just giving our opinions, and we want you guys to feel free to give your opinions too, because this is something that's important, and in one way or another, it is going to affect you.
Right, it is going to affect you. But my thing is, this is a platform for us to be open with each other, and we may not always agree on everything, but that's just life. But I feel like on Thursday nights, we should be able to come on and shoot the shit. Like, this is basically what it's for. It's for
like hanging
us,
out with your friends,
right? But it's
family.
for us to express everything that's going on. My nails look horrible. I hope they can't see this.
All right. So Ash said, okay, exactly what Mr. Austin said. There aren't regular folks no more. Regular black people aren't making $400 a K, so the tax isn't affecting us. So the rich will pick Trump. Another issue with the community is those people making the rules and changes don't all live in the community. And their idea of rebuilding leads to kicking out the black community and bringing in the white rich.
Right. So look what's going on again in Boston now. Like,
complete
you have
gentrification.
It's so crazy when I ride through the hood in Boston, like things have changed now. Building up Boston, great, but kicking people out, like imagine a lady that's been living in this building for years. You know what I'm saying? Like, she raised her kids in this building, her grandkids, and all of that shit. And now they're trying to double up on the rent, and she's on a fixed income, and she has to go out and move to a whole nother fucking area that she's not used to. That's fucked up for somebody else to come in and reap all the benefits of the new build around, like, everything that they've done.
Half of the people that come here and try to restructure the city aren't even from the state.
Right.
Never mind the city. They're not even from the state. You understand that? So that's why electing people on the local level is important, because that controls what happens within the city. That means buildings and apartments and living and housing, and who is able to afford housing in certain communities.
Right. Yeah, but they're putting up like high rise. They're putting up buildings everywhere.
Every little lot.
Every lot. But
don't
now,
have a little grass in your backyard. They're gonna come for that. Too.
When I tell you that they're putting up fucking buildings everywhere. So the only thing with Boston is like, okay, they will have like, okay, a certain amount of, because of like, I don't know if what stipulations are in the city, but a certain amount of houses have to be certain amount of apartments, have to be subsidy. You know what I'm saying? So like, everybody should have to be able to apply or whatever.
Yep.
Excuse me, I'm getting my words jumbled up.
It's okay.
But I just feel like, the rent is on a rise, and it continues to go up. Now we're in the midst of a fucking pandemic, right? So a lot of people, no matter what Trump has said, the economy is not better than it's ever been. A lot of people are still filing for unemployment. A lot of people still can't pay their fucking credit card bills. The pandemic, the COVID relief fund that the credit cards company had for people has ended. So a lot of people can't even pay their credit card bills. The mortgage COVID relief fund have ended for some mortgages, but some mortgages were actually going until December, but a lot of the major banks have ended. So it's like, these people are out here stuck. So when you're getting $250, or depending on what state you're in, you may be getting like $4 something, but you're getting that money weekly, and your fucking mortgage is $2,000, and you're trying to still pay your light bills and pay your car note and all of that shit. Like, there's fucking no way. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're in a shit ass economy right now, and and I feel bad for the people who are out of work because they didn't pass another stimulus bill. And it's not like these people are lazy and don't want to work. It's because there's no fucking jobs to go to.
Yep.
And now Boston is scaling back because the COVID rates are on the rise. And we got an email today saying that, we just kind of be careful going into the office. Thank God I get to work from home, but be careful, because he's afraid that Governor Baker may, isn't that his name?
Yep,
he may start like scaling back on businesses and shit. So I know I just went on a whole rampant.
It's real.
It's aggravating, yo.
It's real, because these companies, these people, these businesses, they don't understand that the money that these people were getting with the little bit of help that they were getting is not enough to cover everyday expenses. It really isn't.
Right.
And that just comes to show you that the government, this country, it doesn't care about us. Because a country that cares about you would have put laws into place during a time like this that would have made sure that the economy stood standing.
Right.
But instead it's going underwater and nobody cares about it.
Right. So it's just like it brings it back to when we had the recession before. Was that like 2008? I think it was.
2008.
You know, the economy was a shit show then, and then it was kind of built back up. But again, I just feel bad for the people who are still out of work.
Absolutely.
As far as voting, do what you feel you have to do for you, but also just kind of participate in your community. But if you see somebody and you know that they're not working and you got an extra few dollars and you're able to help them out. Like at the end of the day,
even food
or whatever. Because you my thing is, you never know what somebody's going through. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all go through shit. We have our things that we go through or we may be upset about, but you never know what the next person is going through. So
like I say, it's always good to have a strong community behind you, because especially when you're going through things like this. I mean, if everybody's struggling and y'all come together, something can happen.
Right.
All right.
Facts.
So y'all just got to stick together and make sure y'all looking out for each other.
Right. So moving on, just to kind of, before we get into the relationship topics. So, if you are new tuning into the podcast, we usually talk about, what's going on in the world, the community, in the first half of the show. And then in the second half of the show, we kind of go over relationship topics, things that people send in for us to read, and just like, general things like that. But, with the pandemic and everything that's just going on, I feel like it's affecting people. It's driving people crazy. It's driving people to commit crimes that they may have not
done otherwise.
But they are just crazy. But in Texas, a 48-year-old husband is accused of hiding in a shower and killing his wife. Now, the mother was able to get away, and she was able to get away and go to a neighbor's house and call the police, but he did kill his wife. Now, after he killed his wife, he made a YouTube video apologizing to his kids. But in a YouTube video, and I'm gonna put the links below, in a YouTube video, he's pretending like he's crying, but on everything I love, there's no tears coming out of his eyes whatsoever. No tears.
That's the crocodile
tears. The crocodile tears. Facts. Also in my paper. Also in New York, a boyfriend was caught on camera he was dragging his 6 months pregnant girlfriend out of the car, her lifeless body out of the car, and he dropped her off on Queens Expressway. Her name was Vanessa Pierre. So this happened, I think, sometime last week. Somebody said corona fatigue. Yeah, like, I don't know what's going on. In Kansas, a father was taken into custody after killing his teen son and abducting his 2 young daughters. And I don't know if you guys remember the story of the girl who got peed on. It was on like Baller Alert, Shade Room. She had got peed on a red-eye flight coming from Vegas. And it was a pastor from out of North Carolina. I think his name was Daniel Chamberlain or something like that. But yeah, so it's like, so basically, but the situation that happened with her on a flight was kind of crazy, because this is a red-eye flight. You're coming back from Vegas. You're supposed to be a pastor. The bathroom, she was in the back. She was like the last seat in the back of the plane. Now, he pulled down his pants and he urinated on her, and then she woke up and felt it, and then you go crazy after that. Right. So like, they had to, I think there was a off-duty police officer on a flight who had to tackle him or whatever. But when they questioned him after, mind you, she had to continue the rest of that flight with urine on her.
They always have a U.S. Marshal.
So after that, when they landed or whatever, they asked him like, oh, were you drinking? He's like, no. And the police clearly smell alcohol on his breath. He's like, no, I don't drink. I'm a pastor.
What?
He goes, oh, whatever she said I did, I didn't do. But yet they smell pee on him and his pants is clearly wet. So
He wasn't sitting next to her.
No, he wasn't sitting next to her.
He was trying to go to the bathroom. Didn't make it.
No, you can't miss the bathroom. To me, I feel like he intentionally peed on her.
Oh, he absolutely intentionally peed on her.
Yeah, so they said
right next to the bathroom.
They said he had some kind of disorder, but that's bullshit because if you're drinking alcohol and you're mixing, I think he said he took Ambien or something like that. If you're mixing that with alcohol, that's on you.
Yeah.
You know that you're not supposed to mix those two things together. So whether you had a sleeping disorder or not, you intentionally peed on that young lady.
He did it. So to issue this man a citation, knowing damn well he intentionally did this shit,
I would have had to kill him. There's no way.
Come on.
There's no fucking way.
Citation.
Right. But yeah, it's a crazy situation.
He would have been going to jail or to the funeral home.
Facts.
You know, one of the two.
Right. It's a crazy situation. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and jump into the relationship topics, and we actually got a good amount of letters in tonight.
Lord.
Oh, okay.
What we got?
No. You can go ahead with yours.
Okay. So, do you guys feel like marriage is a real commitment? So, here's a letter from one of our listeners. I recently found out that my boyfriend was engaged before dating me, but he won't take that leap with me. He says marriage is not a real commitment. We have been together for 5 years and he has been hiding this from me. What should I do?
I don't know. That's really hard. Like, so it honestly, it just depends on the relationship that he had prior. So, you know, sometimes you can be with somebody and, you know, he was engaged and that probably just turned him off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So but my thing is, if you're going into a new relationship, you have to let go of your past, especially if you plan on establishing a future with the person that you're with. And it's not fair to her, especially if she's looking to looking to get married, you know, that's her end goal. But I feel like she shouldn't be punished for something that you went through in a previous relationship. So,
I wouldn't stay with his ass.
I wouldn't either. If you feel like, you know, if your ultimate goal is to get married and he's not willing to change, then you need to move on.
I mean, even that would have been okay.
Right.
Like, I just felt like if he would have been honest about his situation in the past, especially since she's, you know, clearly talked about marriage before, he's saying it's not a real commitment. He should have said why he felt that way. Right. And maybe she would have understood and would have compromised, because I can understand, you know, being committed without being in a marriage. Right. I understand that.
Right.
But for some people, they do want marriage, but you can't allow yourself to settle for somebody who's continuously telling you what they want to do, and it's not what you want to do.
Facts.
So you're going to be miserable either way, whether you stay or you leave. So you might as well just go ahead and leave and find somebody who wants the same thing that you want.
Right. I mean, and that's just like when people want to you're with somebody who wants to have a kid and another person's like, I don't want no kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, a relationship is not gonna work. You can't compromise something.
No matter how long y'all stay together.
You can't change somebody's mind, and then like you don't want to be in a position where you try to get pregnant on purpose. You get what I'm saying? It's a sticky situation.
You're just wasting your time. Yeah. And there's somebody out there that wants the same thing that you want, and it's not going to seem like a task. It's not going to seem like a hassle when they ask you, shit, you ain't even going to know it. You're going to turn around, you're going to pop into a damn wedding ring. Right. Okay? So literally, don't settle for somebody who is telling you he does not want that with you. All right?
Be with somebody who wants the same things you want. Y'all have to, when you're in a relationship, like, and you have to be on the same page. And a lot of times people get divorces because they're not really on the same page with the person that they're with. You know what I'm saying?
I've seen people be with a person for years. Nothing happens. Their very next relationship, 2 weeks in, they're engaged and married. It's like, you know, it's literally, if somebody don't want you like that, they're not gonna do you like that. Fact. And you, if it's too much time for you, it's been 5 years. That's a lot of damn time
on the same page with the person that they're with.
I've seen people, but yeah, that's a lot of damn time. And I feel like, you know, Instead of wasting your time with somebody, just go ahead and find somebody else.
Definitely gotta move on. All right.
Go ahead. You want me to go? Okay. She's like, keep going. All right. I got more. Okay. So
I got more. Don't worry.
I do. All right. So how would you react if you were pregnant and you found out that your husband is leaving you for another woman?
Right? I would be devastated,
right?
Because when pregnant women are very, very vulnerable. So it's kind of like, to be in that situation, like you're excited. Like this is like the highlight of everything. Like you're building a family. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Now. Like we're a family now.
Right. Just to find out that your husband ain't shit.
Well, let me tell you about this lady's husband, y'all, because she done wrote it and told us about him. Oh, sorry, this is him.
Oh,
he talking about her.
Oh,
he ain't shit. All right, so dear FY Podcast, me and my wife have been married for almost a year now. I have been having an outside affair for the past 2 months, and now my wife is pregnant. She wants me home majority of the time, making it harder for me to have my affair. I'm not sure if I even want to stay with my wife or even have this baby. Should I tell my wife that I want to be with my other woman, or should I ask for a divorce without giving her a reason?
So this is my take on things like that, right? When you're in a relationship, no, fuck a relationship. When you're in a marriage, you're committed to that person. So, you decided that this is the person that you want to be with. So for you to do things outside of your marriage, knowing that your wife is pregnant, and you're just like, oh, you don't want to be with her, you want a divorce. That's a fucked up situation to put somebody in. But how would you feel if the shoe was on the other foot? If she got pregnant by another dude and was gonna tell you like, yeah, so it's not gonna work out, the baby's not yours. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, people have to put themselves in that same position and figure out how you feel. Ben's just laughing, but yo, it's true. So Ashley said, exactly. Look at Diddy and Casey. Yeah, she was Cassie, whatever her name is. So she was with him for years, and then after they split, she found her love. Like she got married, she had a baby.
She got her Sierra prayer.
Right. But I feel like a situation like that, like I'm not for the whole cheating things. Now I'm gonna read the question that we have posted on the podcast page or whatever, but I just feel like, if you felt like you had to step out on your wife, you should have told her like, hey, I don't think that this is working, or, marriage counseling before you decide to.
I mean, fuck all that. My man's trying to divorce the baby.
No.
Too.
I'm talking about like prior to cheating.
Oh, right. I'm just saying, but my thing is she's already pregnant. What do you expect her to do with the baby?
Yeah, she's going to keep the baby, but this is my thing. Like, yo, fuck. He's trash. So
he's very trash.
I don't know his name. He didn't leave anything. You're trash. You're trash. All right. You're very disrespectful. And then my thing is this: what the new chick that you're with, like, what does she think is going to happen to her?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And does she even know that you have a wife? Like,
yeah, she know. Women know. Like, bitches be trying to act like they don't know, but she knows. She knows exactly.
But these men are good. These men are good.
Nah, she knows.
You seen the picture we posted the other day, right? They be at their own motherfucking wedding talking about, sorry, babe, I'm at my boy's wedding. I'm gonna call you back.
He said these questions is out of pocket.
Like, what?
It ain't out of pocket. These is the shit that people is going through.
This is real life, baby.
For real. This ain't no reality TV.
They want answers. I don't know what to tell them.
Facts. I don't understand it. Okay. So we have somebody wrote in, and this is from a guy. He did not leave his name, but I'm gonna let you go ahead.
All right. Dear FYP, I am a longtime listener of the show. Never in a million years did I think I would be writing in a letter, but here I am. I am a former Trek, and I used to belong to the streets.
Wait, what?
Yes. Now that I have changed my life over and I'm trying to be a faithful, dedicated Black king to a Black queen, I am faced with a problem. The problem is it's hard to get girls to take me serious because they know I used to belong to the streets. Me telling women that I no longer indulge in the lifestyle of running through the women has come across as comical to the last few women I talked to, like it's affecting Star. My question for you two is this: What can I do to get women to forget about my past lifestyle? Sincerely, a former bag buyer, 5-star dinner reservation specialist, king ghoster, fake sleeping to talk to the next bitch, $100 cash app for the lunch, sending king.
First of all, send me $100 to my Cash App right now.
Our Cash App, use the correct terms.
Yeah,
send to us.
Send me the $100 and let me know if it's really real. No, I just feel like you have to be serious. Like everybody has a past. You know what I'm saying? Like we've talked about this several times on the show. Everybody has a past. So like, as a female or male, you can't delete your wholeness. Like Drea said, there's no way that you can delete your wholeness. But I just feel
Embrace
like
that shit.
Yeah, it's on how you approach things. You know what I'm saying? Like some women may not take you serious is because the way you're approaching it. You know what I'm saying? So if you're approaching a female like, I used to be this way and I used to be like that, but I ain't like that no more. You know what I'm saying? Like
why do they even need to know that?
Exactly. But you need to approach things and approach things in a different light. Yo, I cannot fucking talk with these things in my mouth. Go ahead.
That's okay. I would just say this. If you really wanted women to take you seriously, you got to really stop, talking to all these women. Because even in your letter, you said, to the previous women you were talking to, I don't know if you were talking to them all at the same time, but just talk to one woman. Don't let her know about your past. All of a sudden she asks you about it. Just let her know you don't do that no more. But
I'm no longer a pimp.
You're no longer about that life. You decided to be saved. You decided to get your life over to God.
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like I used to be, but I ain't about that life. So more. You've been baptized.
And show the woman more than you're telling her, because it's funny. It's funny when you're saying that, because it's like, damn, you used to do all of this and you're telling me why. Like what? Like why do you want me to know this? You want me to feel some type of way?
Right.
Like what? So I'd be like, all right, you're corny. I wouldn't want to mess with you no more, and I'd probably just block and delete you. So unless you're gonna Cash App her to keep her interested, you need to really be dedicated to what you're doing. If you're stopping this whole pimp life thing, completely erase it from your mind, unless you're asked about it. Don't be deceitful now.
But if you're not stopping it, you can Cash App us. And
because we like lunch.
Yes, we like to eat.
But just literally change your entire way of being with the women. Like anything that you used to do before. Change the way you
approach them.
Yeah, change the way you approach. Like everything that you did before, don't do that no more.
And stop tricking. Stop tricking. Yes,
please. Unless it's with our Cash App.
Thank you. Thank you. My Cash App is Star Z. All right, so this is actually a funny one. She titled it, I Can't Get Rid of Him. So, dear FY Podcast, I've been holding my relationship down for the past 2 years of a 5-year relationship. I fell out of love with him because he became lazy after losing his job and only looked for a job for about 2 months. When the pandemic hit, he started getting unemployment, and this nigga really was not trying to give me any money to help pay the bills. He says he loves me, but we don't have sex. I tried breaking up with him, but he won't leave. My lease is over at the end of the month, and I've already found a new place that he doesn't know about. He is going to visit his brother next week, and that's when I plan on packing and leaving. Am I wrong?
No,
hell
sis.
no.
Do you, boo-boo?
Hell no.
You get out of that.
Facts. Like, yo, this is my thing with dudes, right? Dudes want to be controlling. Like, nah, you ain't leaving me. Like, he's saying that because he probably don't have a place to stay.
Right, he's homeless, sis.
So at this point, it's very selfish of him to try to keep you in a relationship because he needs a place to stay. It's a super fucked up situation. But no, you're not wrong for leaving because you deserve your space. But as a grown-ass woman, you should have been put your foot down, because I would have had some niggas run him up out of there. Like,
yeah, that's some like, anybody gonna tell me no? What?
Like, I want to break up. No, like, yo. And then not only that, he's not having sex with you. So you're paying all the bills. You're paying all. He doesn't have to do nothing. He don't got to fuck you. He don't got to suck you. He don't got to do none of that. So
all you got to do is lay down.
But you're
that's
paying.
all we do anyway.
Right. You're paying all the bills. And then he was getting like $900. Wasn't unemployment like $900?
I would have kicked his ass. I would have been
Hey,
like, look.
you was getting $900 and he didn't want to give you no money towards the bills. All that money that he was getting for unemployment those months, he should have enough money to find him some fucking way to stay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't fall for it. You know, this is getting cold outside now, and you know,
Right.
They want to stick around now. So just make sure you don't let that address up. Don't get no return mail, nothing. Just make sure you completely gone up out of there.
Well, she said that he doesn't know, so I'm assuming
number, girl,
when
get a new hair color.
Facts.
Do what you got to do to remain, you know, hidden, because he don't need to be finding you again. He's a little scary. Okay.
But all right. So before she jumped into the last few, so another person sent me this. It wasn't really a letter, but it was a question. Why do men act childish after a breakup? Is it impossible to be friends after you break up with somebody?
See, I feel like women do it too, though. I feel like women definitely can be childish after a breakup too, but it
can go both. It can be both.
It definitely depends on the breakup. Like if we're breaking up on bad terms, like hell no, I'm not about to be friends with you. For what? But if we're breaking up on like mutual terms and it's just not working out and we're better off as friends, then yes, that makes complete sense. Right. But don't be trying to be friends with somebody after you done, shut them down and told them you don't want them and that you got a new girlfriend. Or, don't be weird about the situation.
Right. So I feel like it's not impossible to be friends, but it also depends on how the relationship ended. Absolutely. So if the relationship ended on good terms and it's just like, you know what, we're just not meant to be together or whatever, that person could still, very well be in their feelings. But I feel like as a grown-ass woman, if we ended our relationship on good terms, there's no point of me not being able to be cordial with you. Right. But if we ended up on some shit where you cheated on me, then yeah, I'm gonna act a whole fucking donkey. I'm gonna act the ass. Like we're not cool. Yeah, we're not cool. Fuck you and the bitch that you cheated on me with. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like you get over that shit. Like everything that you go through is a lesson learned, and you have to learn how to take, the good with the bad. Like, it was an experience, but what it would be like in your next relationship. That's how people got to take things. And a lot of people hold on to things in their relationship, just like the other person, the whole engagement shit. He's still holding on to that shit, but he's in a whole new relationship. You gotta let that shit go, boo. Yeah. Can't hold on to that shit.
Now, let me ask you. Have you ever bashed an ex on social media?
No. So I don't do that social media bullshit. Like people be on social media, on live. Like, yo, if I ever go on live, you'll never see me on live crying. You'll never see me on live crying or be like, let me tell you what this motherfucker. No,
I can't get it.
That shit is so ghetto to me.
Back in my Facebook days, I definitely probably used to do that. I'm not gonna say I did do it. I admit it. Okay. Back in my Facebook days, I used to do it. And thank God I was a teenager. So, it's water under the bridge now. But like now as an adult, I just don't see the need in it. Like even when people are in a relationship and y'all be bashing the person that you with
and still be with them.
Right. What?
That's like clown shit.
Like, come on, you just did all of that for what? Yeah. Why? Like, what attention was you trying to get? Was it their attention? Right. I don't get it. But okay, another thing. Why do people bash their exes, right? Once their ex finds somebody new, but not when they break up?
Because I feel like the new chick or the new dude looks better than them. Right. 9 times out of 10, like it was an upgrade. Right. You know what I'm saying? So
like this nigga ain't shit anyway. He got a little dick.
Because like, the thing is, if there was an ugly dude or ugly chick, are you really you don't care? You're like, oh, your girl, your dude's whack. You get what I'm saying? So I just feel like when they're intimidated and they're jealous, they feel away.
I hear that.
That's basically what it is.
I see it a lot on social media, and thank you to all the people that do put y'all business out on social media, because this is why I have this.
hilarious.
It is. It's amazing. It gets me through some tough times. Let me tell you.
But you know what? Hold on. But to just piggyback on that, you know what I can't stand? When people put their business on social media and be like, oh, why y'all always in my business? Bitch, because you put it out there.
Now, if you're going to go ahead and release the episode, motherfucker, I'm going to watch it.
Hello.
Now, when shit's going right, you can't be, hiding shit. You got to tell us all the good shit. The good shit, the bad shit, the indifferent shit. I want to know everything about your relationship because now I'm invested. Because you done gave me little bits and pieces of too much information.
Facts.
So my nosy ass brain is thinking like, damn, when are they going to fight again?
Yeah, and I'd be wondering like, well, did he come home last night, bitch?
Are they
you
good?
Didn't update us.
Yeah. He probably laid it down. She probably sucking dick this morning. I don't know. All right, let's hop into the very last relationship question. All right. Dear FY. Oh, I have two. I have another one. A question after this. Dear FY podcast. I almost went out on a date with a murderer. I have been using the dating app Bundle to find single men in my area, and I ended up meeting this really handsome guy. He asked me out on a date, and we were going to meet somewhere local since we found out we're from the same town. Before meeting up with him, I told my friend about him, and she said we have to do a background check. Thank God we did, because this man has been in jail for attempted murder 2 times and an attack on an officer. I am not even sure how he is out and about. Just a warning, please be careful who you meet on these sites, and please do a background check. Yes,
Yo, so the crazy part about that is there was a story, was it last year or the year before that, where a girl, I think he was meeting girls on dating apps and like killing them or something like that. But one girl ended up getting away. I vaguely remember the story.
Remember that it was the jogger, right?
Was it the jogger? No. I have to go back, and now I have to go back and find the story. Yeah. But yo, you definitely have to be careful. Like, people sign up for these dating apps, swipe left, swipe right. I don't know what
it could be anybody.
Each one of those means.
But I'm going to say this, though.
You have to be careful.
I'm going to say this because I don't know who you are. Some of these girls out here, they be dating murderers. I'm going to just say that. They ain't got no problems with it. And the motherfuckers be treating them well. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm not
talking about like hood niggas.
I'm just saying, bitch.
Because if you're talking about hood dudes, like that's something different than a nigga who's just crazy and looking and luring women on dating apps.
If you're going to eliminate them all the way. Okay. Don't be acting like you ain't into serial killers. You really is. All right, last question.
That's not nice. Not. Yo, you gotta be careful, yo. Seriously.
Yeah. All jokes aside, please do your background checks. They're free. All right. All right. So, last question. How do you feel about women lying about being pregnant or having a miscarriage or abortion to keep a man?
Yo. So this is something that I despise. I despise it. Patty is toxic. She's very toxic.
Come on. How long have you been watching the show?
Yo, I just feel like you shouldn't have to go through extreme measures to keep somebody who don't want to be kept. And especially lying about a child, like that shit is so that's so beneath you, beloved. Don't do it.
Right.
Don't do it.
Yeah, I just feel like if you really desperately need to keep a man by telling him you're having a baby,
that's not really gonna keep a man though.
Yeah, what does that say about you as a woman?
Right.
Like, does that mean that you're not validation, that you're not good enough to be with him on your own? That's what I get out of that. When you're pretending like, oh, well, I'm pregnant with your baby, and you're like now you're being psychotic. Like, there's certain things you just don't lie about. If a man, like I said earlier, if somebody don't want to be with you, they just don't want to be with you. It doesn't matter what extreme measures you go to, they're still not going to want that. They may act as if they want you because they may feel as if, you're... Huh?
Nothing.
What? Oh, shit. Yeah. All right. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, these people could still want to be with you because of the fact that you're, acting like a victim. You're being sad. You're giving them things like guilt tripping them into being with you. That's the type of relationship you really want to be in. Somebody's just with you because they sympathize with you or they feel bad. for you, it's never going to work out, boo. And I just feel like things like that, you just never play around with, especially if you haven't had kids, or even if you did, it's just things you don't want to play around with, because losing a kid is very serious, and you don't know how that man will react to that situation. And if he finds out that you're lying about it, girl.
And I'm gonna be honest, before we close out the show, regardless of you say that you are pregnant, even if you are pregnant, it's not gonna keep a man, because at the end of the day, a real man is gonna still leave you and take care of his kid. You know what I'm saying? But it's up to you as a woman and not be a bitter bitch and try to keep him away from his child at that time, because you know there's some women that do that. But anyway, as always, we thank you guys for tuning in. Shout out to Reek Knows. He laced me with this hat and this shirt. If you guys want to get his, and he got something like little stitching on the side or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like that. It's cute or whatever.
It's really fly.
But
like,
you
y'all
know,
ain't seen it in person. Like, it's super detailed.
Yeah, so shout out to him. If you guys want to get his merch, you guys can go to Reek Knows. So that's RIKE Knows. I'm so drunk.
Oh my God. Yes.
But no, I spoke because you. I'm done.
Sorry. I'm
so
making you
done.
laugh.
I'm so done. But anyway, I'm gonna put his link down below. You guys can definitely. It's Black owned. You know, I'm all for supporting my Black owned businesses, and I still have a lot of merchandise to buy. I need to buy some hoodies. Yo, you know what it is when I be trying to buy stuff. Yo, I have I'll put that shit in my cart. And then it'll sit there because something shiny would take my attention, yo. And I'll just be like, oh, let me go do this, and I'll come back. But I really need to focus, yo. I really need. You know what I need? I need to hit up Deb and get me some more CBD,
so you can concentrate.
So I can concentrate and focus.
One thing
like yo, I ran out of it, and I just been trying to and I forget. And then I need to get some P-Star told me to get some CBD cream for my my hand.
Yes.
So I need to look into some of that. So I gotta hit Deb up. But anyway, so thank you guys for tuning in. So if you guys have not logged onto our website, definitely log onto our website and check it out. And also just sign up, do a login and things like that, because we do have some stuff coming on the website soon. So so you can be the first person to get the notifications. Also, if you want to follow us, FY Podcast, our website is fypodcast.com. My Instagram.
Like you're what?
My Instagram is StarZ, STARZZEE. Patty Mayo is Patty Mayo 2 Ys. Patty Mayo does her motivational podcast, and it's Patty
the vibes of Patty Mayo.
Yo, new episode
just released. just released tonight. Go check it out.
Yes, but yo, today was definitely a good episode. You know, I just feel like the dialogue was good, and not only that, again, Thursday night we're supposed to be as family. We come here, we talk about whatever.
Yeah, it's good to get
that
shit off your
get that
chest.
shit off your chest with everything that we've been dealing with during the week. But as always, we love you guys, and we will see you next Thursday.
Bye.
Wait, hold on. God damn it.